The world is yours, or is the world your students? The world is everyone's. And this is why you should take charge of designing real-world experience and assessments for you and your students. This instruction requires that you use the world as your classroom, not just the classroom. It may take a little time, a little bit of work, but it will greatly help your students. And here are 5 key distinguishing points how you can do it and get the best for your students and yourself. One reason, they have authentic purpose and audience. They know what the real needs of things that are happening in the world, and they can share it with their peers, mentors, parents, people in the community that you may not interact with otherwise as a teacher. This is flexible. It's not as rigid as the classroom. Students may enjoy this more, some may not, but in general, I think they will. Having ownership, autonomy of their learning, you get to revisit things and increase their skills. In this one, it may be hard for some teachers that you're not teaching per se exactly, you're more of a facilitator, a guider. You're providing them with support and helping them to problem solve and to figure out the next step of what is happening. By doing this, students can interact with people in the field, whether that be a trash man, a farmer, gardener, scientist. The student can help take ownership of their learning, and you can guide them in that direction so they get authentic learning experiences outside the classroom. It's great to look up in a book and go on Google AR and walk around and see things, but till you talk to the people, see them in their environment, I don't believe that it's an authentic learning experience. It's great if someone like that can come to the classroom, but if you can get the student out of the classroom and into the area where that person is a professional, an expert, they can see hands-on exactly what they do and maybe change their mind. Maybe the student wants to get into something like this. This type of authentic learning supports students' content literacy because it shows that they're relevant to their lives. You take someone to a farm, you have to eat that food. A lot of kids these days do not know where their food comes from. So by taking them there and showing them all the hard work, it could increase a student's motivation to learn about science. Maybe you go to the bank and show them the banking, and one student's like, wow, I really love working with numbers, and I can see the person sits there on the computer and plays with numbers all day. Not for me, but maybe a gem for them. You want to work with people in the learning community where teachers are engaged in constructive dialogue and reflect to improve instructional practices. This enables teachers to collaborate and plan learning experiences for the students to incorporate in the real world. Afterwards, you can examine authentic samples of student work, look for their learning, look where maybe they want to go, maybe they didn't do so well, their interests. By doing this, you can see where the students are interested, and you can help guide them to choose what you will learn about next. Which I think is very important because in a lot of classrooms the students are bored and it does not mean much to them. So by talking about Punnett squares and how seeds germinate may mean nothing, but if you took them to the field and showed some plants worked and some plants didn't, maybe that student would be intrigued and want to move into that field of science or gardening or become a farmer of some sorts. All right, thank you.